Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. Today is the 27th of November. We're still in the lockdown, second phase lockdown here in the UK. So I'm not doing any flying, so I'm doing building and model acquisition. I've got two more here. They came from the same source, so that's why they're boxed together. These came from Banggood in one of their Black Friday or pre-Black Friday flash sales. So I've got them at a very reasonable price. One I think will turn out to be a piece of junk, but it was about £25, so who cares. The other one, well, that's another absolute win for me as far as I'm concerned. And you can tell that one, it's the top one, it's the FMS one. But we'll do that in a separate video. So this video we're going to concentrate on the box at the bottom and take a look to see what's inside it. I've separated the box that was at the bottom, and here it is here. So this is, as I said, it came from Banggood. It was very cheap. It was in the Czech warehouse, so it's come from Middle Europe over to the UK. Let's see what's inside this box. Here we are. It's got another box inside the box. Nothing on it whatsoever. Let's take the front off. Ooh, my goodness. Well, what you are looking at is a balsa model. ZMR 835. The ZMR 835, it's called an 835 because I believe the wingspan is 835 millimeters, but I could be wrong, so I'll have to get a measure out and measure it at some stage. It's a balsa ply construction with a film, heat shrink film over it. I chose this one because it's transparent and you can see all the balsa on the inside. It comes as a kit, as you can clearly see. There are no electronics at all. I have a motor, I have a speed controller, so we'll set it all up when I build this. This is going to be built very short order, ready to take up the field and fly. There's very little information about it. Don't know where the centre of gravity should be, so it will be calculated using a third of the chord, etc, etc. Let's get it out of the box and take a look at the components. Alright, there we are. Let's start with looking at the tail surfaces. Okay, so let's look at the vertical stabiliser and rudder. There it is. It's a bit of balsa wood covered in a film. Got holes to make it lighter. Got a little slit there where you put your horn, and it's useless. Why do I say that? Because it's been hinged on one side only. See that? It's also been chamfer cut on one side, so it will go only so far, but this side it will go all the way. But that's not good at all, and I think the whole thing's built that way. Let's look at the horizontal stabiliser, which is here. I mean, I love the fact that you can see how it's been built. You can cut these out. You cut them out, by the way, with a soldering iron, and then it reseals it around where you put the cut. But this is the same. Look at that. Look at that elevator. No movement that way and far too much movement that way. So again, this will need, this is okay, this one is slanted either side. This is squared, which is good, but it's just taped on one side. It's absolutely ridiculous. But again, I can take the tape off, put some hinges in, join it together, and then it will hinge both ways. Personally, I think they'd be better saving themselves tape and provide these as two separate items. Same with the vertical and rudder. But I am being picky. It was very cheap. I must point that out. So we got a few small wheels, a couple of wheels for the undercarriage, some undercarriage straps, horns, what looks like clevises. Yeah, are there clevises in there? No, I don't think there's any push rods. The servo adapters and screws and things like that. There's also this extended firewall. Now this is for when you have electric motor. You put it into the front of the fuselage, which spaces it out so you can put the motor on. And if you're going to use IC, then you just bolt it straight into the firewall on the fuselage. Yeah, so it's got no rods. I hadn't realised that when I ordered it. Might have to check the packaging. Okay, there we are. It's laser cut. This is quite nice. This is where the undercarriage goes. It's got no undercarriage wires. I've got loads actually. So it has an undercarriage. It's obviously a tail dragger. It's got nothing here. I can just put a skid in there. I think this is where you're supposed to mount servos. 5-gram servos would go in there quite nicely, but it will make it quite tail heavy. You can buy the P&P version of this. Actually, you can't, but they used to be able to. And it had GPS on it. And this was what this cut out for. It's fed into the GPS, but I won't be using that. Yeah. No idea. These are lighting holes, but it's got a place here for a servo. Now that's in case you're using a throttle. So it's got the hole here for the throttle push rod, and you bolt that there. But I'll be putting that spacer on here, then the electric motor, which will give it a bit more weight forward. This will become the battery tray, 4-channel of course. I just like it, and it's very well done actually. It's very well put together. There's no great big gaping holes in it. What I do want to see is the hatch. Let's take a look at the hatch. It's very light. That's the other thing. I used to have a trainer, I think it was called Scorpion Miss. I'll find a picture for it and put it up here. This also has holes here. What you do, you put a dowel through there that sticks out, dowel through there, and you use rubber bands to hold the wing on. Having said that, this has a hole here at the front. Oops, let's focus that in here. Single hole. And it has a screw down here. So on this one, you don't need that. And it's been covered up. So this, to me, looks as though it's a multi-design thing for different options. Typical. Well, where they needed, the place where they needed hinging, they haven't got hinged. So this is some sort of hatch. I've got no idea what I'm going to... Maybe the ESC could go there. But it's got the slits in the ply base, so you can put a strap in and organise where your battery goes. It can come quite forward, quite a way forward. So by putting the servos in here and moving the battery around here, you should be able to get a decent CMG. Yeah. It looks like that just screws in. That's probably been made to take off so you could put a small fuel tank in there. So that will be screwed down and it will just basically stay there like that. This is good. I like this. They're not so good. Because I can almost guarantee that the ailerons are exactly the same issue. Right, so here's the wings. So let's check the ailerons first. Yeah, exactly what I thought. You see that downward movement on the aileron? Absolutely nothing, and then it can just flip over like that. Very thin, aren't they? I might make some bigger ones actually, just to get a bit of bolster and make some bigger ones. But look, that's useless. Same as this side, pretty useless. Black decal's nice. This is for the servo. This is for the wire. I think would have been better in the centre actually. Not sure what that's for. But somehow I have to get the servo in there, push rod coming down, and then feed the actual wire over into here to come down. So I might cut a square in here. Cut that out. So it's okay. It's quite well cut. There's no great big gaps. I like how they've done it transparent because otherwise you have no idea how this has been put together. Yeah, see that goes nicely there. It's not a big plane. There you go. I think it could be quite good fun. Little balsa tail dragger. Chuck it in the back of the car as it is. Yeah, not bad at all. And for the price, my God, it's a steal. I'll use a 2200 milliamp battery, and I'll also use a good ESC, good receiver. See how she flies. Yeah, it could be quite good fun. A few things. I was going to say I'm not keen on having full length ailerons, so I'll probably shorten those. They don't look wide enough. They look extremely narrow. So I might double them in size. Don't know if you can see that. I think if we use these two ribs up to there, set that and then have the aileron there but wider. That's quite well, came over well. There it is, the ZMR 835 from Banggood. This is funny, I get more excited about pieces of junk like that than I do some of my real sophisticated foamies. Well, I say, guess what I found in the box? Ta-da! This is all the hardware I need. Yep. 4 push rods. Way too long, but that's excellent. That means you can bring them down to size. Looks like they don't have any threaded ends in. I could use these, but then I'd have to cut them down and glue the ends in. So I might get some ones with the threads on the end. And look at this, you've got your undercarriage. Hey, a bit dirty. And this is your tail skid. You've even got your tail skid. So that just gets glued up in there and it's got a skid on the back. Yep. What I'm going to use in this, I'm going to use the 20 amp speed controller that I took out of the Bonanza. I'm also going to be using the motor that I took out of the Bonanza. I might even end up using the motor mount that I took out of the Bonanza. So, yeah, I don't like to say the Bonanza will live again, because it won't and it doesn't deserve to. But the parts from it will be transplanted. So thanks for watching, stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you on another video. Cheers.